Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you? I am Jay Hollingshed, your high performance mindset coach. I help athletes and entrepreneurs. I coach them both to higher levels of profitability and productivity for a better way of life. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this is episode 115 of 365, and this is my 7 Pillars of Mental Performance series. Thank you, my brother AJ tuning in already. Troy Wilkins, I see you already got your front row seat. I appreciate you, bruh. All right, if you want to watch this video in its entirety, feel free to look at my YouTube channel. Check it out there. Everything I've done is already backlogged on YouTube. The 100 plus episodes are already there waiting for your viewing pleasure. And if you would, feel free to bless someone else with the video as well. Now, today's topic, today is actually day 3 of the week in which we discuss pillar number 3 of my 7 pillars, and that is actually focus and concentration. I see you, AJ, checking in. I appreciate you, bro. Love you. Focus and concentration. Now, Faith James. Hey, I got to throw hands up to Faith James, the branding coach extraordinaire. I got to give you shouts out, babe. I appreciate you for tuning in. Now, today, no script, nothing like that. I want to share with you an experience I had today. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. Her name is Danella Hicks, and she is the executive director for one of the most respected and talked about nonprofit youth mentoring organizations here in Columbus, Ohio. And the organization is called All That, and it stands for Teens Hopeful About Tomorrow. For anyone that's interested, I'll post a link to their site later on in the chat after I post the video. Shirley Borland, thank you for tuning in. Jasmine D. Malloy, Jasmine D. Malloy, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Now, I was in conversation with Danella Hicks, and I actually have the pleasure of serving as an executive board member for All That, and she knows as well that I am building my business. So building my business while helping her in build her business as from a board member's perspective. So we were on the phone today, right? And we were talking about all the behind the scene work that goes on when you are building a business, the things that happen that no one else sees. So all the grinding, the staying up late, the phone calls, the organizing, all the computer time you're doing, all the writing and everything else that goes into it, making all the connections while everybody else is sleeping. So we were talking about all the work, the behind the scenes work that goes into building a business and to get to where you are profitable or successful. And we were talking about how we are tuned in to or zoned into our business. And that's nothing more than focus and concentration. And so as the conversation went on, I started listening and thinking and cluing in on about what I can talk about tonight. And so we talked about how when you stay focused and concentrating on your business and you're putting all this energy into your business, you're putting it out there, and it comes back in the form of results, or it comes back in the form of opportunities. So let me give you some examples. First, the definition of focus. The definition of focus I usually give is the ability to put your attention on one thing, to bring all of your attention on one thing. Now, concentration is something else. It's the next level from focus. You start off focusing, then you come behind that with concentrating, because concentrating is nothing more than including all of your 5 senses into your focus. So you're making that focus even stronger. So the way I kind of broke that down for this evening's talk is focus is one form of energy. But when you are concentrating, that's 5 forms of energy. So that's like you're putting out 5 times the energy. And when you do that, that's much more powerful than just one. Here's why. When you focus on a vision that you have for your business. That's up here. And that's just one of your 5 senses. Now, when you bring the rest of your 5 senses into play, you create an experience. And by doing so, your whole body comes into play. That's part of creating the experience. But when you do that, you have it. It goes from 1 time to 5 times the energy. So imagine taking your thumb. Say you want to do some damage. You want to try to throw a punch or something like that, and all you have is a thumb. How much damage are you going to do with 1 thumb? You know, I could sit there and try to poke you all day long. All I do is probably tickle you to death. But if I add the other 4 fingers and go ahead and bring them all together, now I have 5 times the energy of my finger, of 1 finger. So when I bring them all together, how much more of an impact is a fist than a thumb? You can do a lot more damage, or you can have a greater impact. You can send out more energy with that. So that's the same concept as sending out energies from focusing to concentrating. So we were talking about our businesses and how we focus and how we concentrate. And when we both elevated our thoughts, our mindset from focusing on our business to concentrating on our business. And we got into talking about the return that we get from from concentrating. And the returns, like I said, they came in the form of opportunities. They come in the form of results. And all you're doing is sending your energies out into the universe, not just 1 time, but you're sending 5 times the energy out into the universe. And the energies you send out, they come back. They come back to you in the same form you sent them out, positive or negative. So you send them out with positive intentions, positive motives, they're going to come back with positive results. And that's how we talked about them coming back to her, or they're coming back to me. Brian Reed, I see you tuning in, brother, on this Focus and Concentration Tuesday. I appreciate you, man. You are in my prayers as well, my brother. Also, I was talking about my business and actually how things start to return to me in the same manner, 5 times. Let me give you one more example of focus versus concentration, or sending out 1 form of energy versus 5 forms of energy. I saw a commercial, an Outback Steakhouse commercial. And this guy was eating a steak, right? And this one guy was eating a steak, he was, pretty good steak. He was eating, he was chewing the steak, but that's all he was doing was eating the steak. And the other guy they showed, he was actually experiencing the steak. He made it an experience. Coach Jesse Jackson, I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you. So the difference in the eating the steak and experiencing the steak, you're sending out different energies. Now, the energies you send out from eating the steak, you're just blending in with everybody else because everybody else is eating a steak. Now, once you're experiencing the steak, you're including your 5 senses. You're closing your eyes, because you don't want to look, you want to see. All you want to see is the beauty of what you are tasting. So you close your eyes, and then you got your sense of smell involved in it. So while you're savoring the steak, you're just smelling the flavors and everything that's in the hickory that's in the steak. And not only that, you hear yourself chewing, just going through the moist, tender meat of the steak. You hear that. Then you taste it and you feel the texture of it. So you've included all 5 senses. Hey, my Aunt Gina says, I see you, Gina. I appreciate you for tuning in as usual. So you experiencing the steak, you are sending out all those energies. Now, here's what is likely to happen. This didn't happen in the commercial, but this is what's likely to happen. You see the general manager of the restaurants, they come walking around making sure everybody has everybody's doing good, they're enjoying their meal, things like that. Now, if the general manager walked around and saw the guy eating the steak, just eating, hey, how you doing? I appreciate you all for coming in. Everything good? Your service good? Great. Okay, great. Now, this same general manager walks to the guy that's experiencing the steak with all 5 senses, sending out 5 times the energy. You send out that kind of energy, you're going to get a different result. So this general manager, I see the general manager walking up to the guy experiencing the steak, and the general manager just stops and watches and doesn't want to interrupt because the guy eating the steak is having a moment. He's lost and he has immersed himself into that steak. Nothing else matters at that time. So that's how the energies that were going out, the energies were so strong that they could captivate the general manager. And so the general manager is looking, and he could either say something like, he's definitely going to say something more than, is your meal okay? I can see him saying, wow, you're really enjoying that steak. Or I tell you what, here's a coupon. Or you may get something extra because you are giving the energies out you are giving out 5 times the energy. You're going to get 5 times the positive return. So, hey, Lenore Cecily, my cousin is watching, and my wife Lisa, I appreciate you for tuning in. Frank D, I see you, Fred. So when you send out those energies, just like my man Patrick Steinberg is tuning in, I call him Superman because he sends out those type of energies. You send out those positive energies, those energies come back. You send out one source of energy just from vision, well, that's just your focus. You're focusing on something, and you're just going to get back that focus. But when you concentrate and you put all your other 5 senses into what you are focusing on, it becomes an experience. And when it becomes an experience, you are sending out massive energies, and they come back to you in the form of results. They come back to you in the form of opportunities. Like the guy eating the steak, it could have easily come back in the form of an opportunity for him. Hey, here's a coupon for a free dessert next time you come. We appreciate you enjoying our meal. So for all of those that are entrepreneurs and athletes, or anybody that's a performer, when you are performing, let me offer this professional advice. When you are performing, don't just focus and stop there. Whatever you do, any action you take is a performance. You are performing. So when you do that, take it a step further. Include your hearing, your seeing, your sense of touch, your sense of taste, your sense of smell. Make it an experience, because when you make it an experience, you gain wisdom. Why? Because you are living through what you are doing. You're not just breezing through it or going by it. You are living through it. When you live as something, you become a part of it. It's your experience. It's your wisdom. It's part of who you are now. You have that experience. So when you do that, you send out much more energies, and you're going to get greater opportunities and results in return. So try to make everything not just a focused event, but an event that you experience. So that's all I have right now for episode 115 of 365. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in all through my 100 plus episodes. And we will keep going until we get to 365. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Be well, stay blessed. Through love, be a blessing. God bless.